Shalom royalty, it's Ellie. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about I don't know. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I did want to talk about the book that I got by Foster Ebay. I'll probably get to that in another video though. But my ex-husband is actually here. He just popped by to spend time with our son. So I'm just kind of all right. So it's just funny because it was one of those things that threw me off. I'm I just did a live stream in my real estate group, and it's cool because usually I'll have to leave my son in the house and outside. This is outside, so I'll leave my son in the house, and usually my mom or my sister will be in there, but he's spending time with his dad right now, and I'm like, ooh, okay, so this is cool, and he's gonna take him out later, and they're gonna have some fun. So I have this Saturday afternoon to myself. I don't know what that feels like. I haven't had one of those in a minute, so it's one of those cool things. And I'm not stressing either. I saw this one TikTok video with this girl. She was like, I'm not one of them baby mamas to keep my kids away from their father. You come get your kids. It's so serious. It's so serious with that. I still don't understand that mentality. Unless your ex is a predator or someone who's dangerous, a harm to the children. Get them kids with that, man. Come on now. What's up with that? What is up with that? Anyway. Y'all, I hope y'all are feeling blessed. I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope you guys are for the people who follow astrology and stuff, we're moving into Taurus very soon. So that's why, even if you don't follow astrology, if you've been feeling kind of weird lately or weird things have been happening, this usually happens when there's a shift of some sort. And so with us shifting from one zodiac sign to the next, it usually feels like that. And the thing is, we're moving from a fire sign to an earth sign. Aries is fire, Taurus is earth. And so that's why it's it feels weird, but it's strangely calming at the same time. Even with all the craziness going on, it's strangely calming at the same time. So therefore, of course, the media is going to try to put even more things out there. I wanted to talk about this too. A lot of people last year realized that the world operates in a cycle. It operates in a system. And I knew at the beginning of this year or the end of last year, one of them, I was 2021 is going to be exactly like 2020. It's just going to be different because it'll be another person in office and it'll be a different year. People are going to pretend that things are back to normal or whatever, but it's really not going to be back to normal at all. That's exactly what's happened. It's been the same things to happen in a different way, because the exact same thing can't happen over and over. Like the shutdown. Y'all remember when the government shut down a couple of years ago? Yeah. They tested it out to see what would happen. They were like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So then they shut everything down. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. Very honestly, I don't understand how, I know people, I sometimes I mention, when people talk about the rapture, I'm stop being an end times prophet and all this stuff. There's nothing wrong with, being aware of certain things, being aware of the end times. But if that's your only focus and that's your, basically, I don't know, if that's the way you're bringing people to Christ, that's one of those things, man. It's more about lifestyle and having a heart for God. Because it's if you're just telling people, oh, go to heaven, you got to go to heaven. You're making people glorify the afterlife instead of living a righteous life while we're here on earth. And that's really the important thing here. And that's why I understand. I read Galatians 5 yesterday. And of course, we're not supposed to be slaves to the elements, but I do think it's important to understand the elements as far as astrology, the stars, the sun, the moon, and the way that things operate. But it's not good to be controlled by it. Okay. And the thing is, like I said, a lot of people realize that this is a system. When you step out of the matrix and you step out of the system that other people are running, and you're able to see and you're able to observe and you're able to experience without being affected by it, and you have that true love that's in your heart, and you're able to operate outside of the emotional toil that they're putting on other people, then you're not being controlled anymore. At that point, you do have to be aware of your own emotions, your own feelings, and all that stuff. But you're not being controlled the same way that the masses are being controlled. These people have their emotions pulled at all the time. That's not a good place to be in. And I understand what it's like to be in that, because of course, everybody was in the Matrix at some point, or they understood the Matrix to that extent at some point. Some people did things to be part of the Matrix system, and it wasn't fulfilling. And then that was how they got out of the Matrix system. And I use Matrix. If you read the book of Exodus, the Matrix is mentioned in there. But basically, that just means the 3D world, the world, like when the Bible says we are in this world, but we are not of this world. We're not of here. Even though we were created from the earth, we don't operate on Earth's system. Satan is the prince of the air, so he controls all this stuff. That's why we're at a higher caliber. We are at a higher level than Satan. We have a relationship with God, the Most High. And so we don't operate here. We operate here. We operate with the principalities and the spirits. We don't operate against flesh and blood, okay? So just understand what I mean when I say Matrix or 3D realm. And so, you know, I am just kind of rambling a little bit. I do want to just talk to you guys sometimes. You know, I did just finish the How to Start a Prayer Group series, and I really hope that that blessed some people. I shared it a little bit on Facebook and on Instagram with on my general platform on Facebook, but in a group chat with some Hebrew brothers and sisters on Instagram. And I just hope that, you know, that was of benefit to people. And we did get a couple new subscribers on this channel, so welcome. I do appreciate you for being here. You know, I am growing in my understanding of the truth as far as being a Hebrew Israelite. I've been a Christian my whole life, grew up in church my entire life. I still am part of my home church as well. And so I'm just aware of my identity. And it was really funny. This one time on Facebook, this one person tried to argue with me about my religion. I was like, I don't have a religion. They were like, you said you're an Israelite. That's a religion. Don't be ignorant. And I'm like, I can't control being an Israelite. Like, do you not understand that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are the exact same as my grandma? I can't control who my grandma is. I can't control who my granddad is. Like, I was like, I'm ignorant. Excuse you, because the ignoramus is in the room, and it's not me. You know, a religion is something you can choose. I could choose to be Buddhist. I could choose to be Hindu. I could choose to be Muslim or of the Islamic faith if I wanted to. That's a religion. I could choose to be Christian. That's a religion. Being an Israelite is not a religion. It's just something you become aware of because our history was hidden so much. So if it wasn't for our history being taken away, our culture being taken away, and all this other stuff, we would have been in the truth a long time ago, but that was what they didn't want. So that was why certain things happened. And, you know, I don't like to talk bad about white people, but it's just one of those things where it's something you have to acknowledge, where when it comes to racism, it's not so much about you not being racist. It's also about you encouraging your other brothers and sisters to not be racist too as well. The same way that us in the Black community are now getting our brothers and sisters and being like, look, we got to stop gang banging on each other. We got to stop with this ignorant, you know, actions. The same way I brought up the whole baby mama situation. I will call out a baby mama who's being mean to her baby daddy for no reason. We ain't doing that. We can't do that anymore. Stop keeping these kids away from their fathers. That's what's wrong with society right now. That same way I'm doing that, you guys need to keep that same energy with your white brothers and sisters about this racism thing. It's gone too far. Like, I don't see how people can't understand racism and understand that there's a difference between being racist and prejudice. Stop calling Black people racist, because a person can't be a racist without being in power of some sort. Oh my gosh. And so being prejudiced, though, you know, some of our people have an issue with that. But look at what we had to deal with. You can only understand from a logical standpoint why they act that way. So it's different. White people haven't been oppressed in this country. So therefore, they're the only ones who can actually be racist. The KKK still exists, period, to end that point. And so, I just wanted to talk to you guys, though. It's a lot of stuff going on, but stay encouraged. When you have the joy of the Lord in your heart, you can't help but be happy in the midst of chaos. That was me all 2020. Everybody freaking out. I'm just like... This meditation this morning was lit. Like, that was my whole mood for the entirety of 2020. I was having a good time. Even when I was like in my ways and in all types of folly, I was having a good time because I still have my relationship with God. No matter how man may judge me or whatever, I still have my relationship with God, and I wasn't tripping. He didn't, I was backsliding, but he still loved me and he forgave me. All that stuff's over now. And am I worried in 2021? No. And so just have a good time, y'all. I know some people are still hurt about the election situation, but hey, it is what it is, because in the end, you know who wins. I'm not talking about Trump or Biden. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a Bible believer, don't be part of this election stuff if you are not in it for the kingdom. I really want there to be a kingdom party started. You know how there's Democrat and Republican party and independent party, a kingdom party where it's like, if you're Christian, if you're a Hebrew, if you're a Jew, if you are a Bible believer, this is our party. I'm like, yo, that would be so dope. I would love for somebody to start a kingdom party. Kanye West started the birthday party, so I'm pretty sure we could start the kingdom party, okay? But anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Y'all have a great day, have a great week, and have a great introduction to the new season. I know a lot of people don't believe in astrology, but this is another way to keep calendar. I made another video about April actually being the first month of the year. I made a couple videos about it. And the thing is, it kind of lines up in Exodus when they were talking about Abib being the first month of the year. And so we had Passover as well in April, which is the first month of the year, which is also Aries. So that's one reason why I follow it, because it lines up with the Bible so well, versus I think this is called the Gregorian calendar, where you're talking about March, April, May, all of that stuff. That was made up after. That's not in the Bible. And so, yeah. Anyway, I hope y'all have a great time. God bless all of you. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Shalom royalty. I'll see you in the next one. Tawara.